Today, I would like to talk about why school sucks. School has never really been appealing for anyone, especially within the US. And while there may have been a time when school was actually valuable, more and more people are starting to see the cracks within its system and see almost little to no benefit within it. Now, what I'm about to say might be heavily controversial, but don't shoot me just yet. I have a lot of facts that come with it and a lot of heavily opinionated situations to go along too. So to go into a little bit more detail of why school sucks, we'll start at the very bottom and work our way all the way to the top. And also a heads up, this video is kind of a continuation of my last video, so if you want to, you can check that out as well. But aside from that, let's get started. First, let's talk about pre-K or kindergarten or just the entire pre-elementary school era of learning. Yes, pre-K. The time when you could kind of be what you wanted to be, do what you wanted to do, and imagine the best things in the world. You see, pre-K's educational focus was kindergarten readiness, which included social and emotional development, problem solving, fine motor skills, communication, and pre-academic skills, which pretty much meant interacting with your environment to the best of your ability. You see, during this time period, a lot of us were in our infancy slumber, so we didn't even remember what was going on. But if you did, it was some of the best times of your life. You actually got to play outside. You actually got to learn new things. Heck, you even got nap time. I repeat, you actually got to sleep. Yes, the good times. Kindergarten was a little bit stricter, but it pretty much carried on the same fundamentals of learning. Honestly, we should have never got rid of this school motto. But after this comes elementary school, and this is where things kind of go to hell. Elementary school. The place where the nightmare begins. Elementary school is where the primary focus on learning becomes a little bit more important, which isn't bad per se, but this is where standardized testing snuck in and interrupted the flow of everything, and where true learning became absolutely lost. You see, around this age is when you're supposed to really develop and learn really good skills that will help you in the better parts of life. But when a test is being thrown in your face, it's kind of difficult to really develop those skills. Along with that, not every student learns the same, and when being taught the same way to every student, some kids are going to get left behind. And if you were lucky, your school usually had the resources to help keep you back up to par. But if your school didn't, well, you were doomed. And there was also a 50-50 chance that you got recess, especially since teachers hated watching kids in general. After this comes middle school. Now, middle school is a little bit weird. Everything starts to look a little bit different, everybody starts to look a little bit different, and things start to get a little bit more confusing. This is also where recess automatically just dies and is replaced with extracurriculars and all the other stuff, like sports. But this is also the time period which standardized testing became king. Like, imagine you wake up looking like Bigfoot and having to deal for a test the very next day. That deserves an elite level of crash out that we've never seen before. And trust me, people have actually done this. Along with that, this seems to be the period where teachers actually seem to struggle with students the very most. Not only do they gotta teach these kids, but they have to deal with a whole bunch of hormonal nimrods the entire day. Throw that in with illegal hobbies after school, and middle school is one of the biggest nightmares the school system has ever seen. Then there's high school. High school is kind of the same as middle school, except it's a tad bit more mature, which is actually really needed because this is where you will be tested the most. High school is the last level of education that's required before they actually start making you pay for your education. Simply put, it's the most stressful time because usually they say this is what determines your future, which isn't always true, but gotta motivate some folks somehow. But one of the biggest criticisms of high school is not the factor that they don't teach anything, but it's more so they don't teach you real life skills. And while some of those skills might show up as an extracurricular, it's something that really should be required within a lot of these classrooms. And it doesn't help that standardized testing is kinda kicking them along the way as well. Then once they leave high school, whether it's college or being on their own, it's very difficult for them to survive because they've never been taught those skills. Now, I would like to get into the reason why college has been a real bad effect on our system, but it's so big that it's probably going to need to be saved for another day. But to keep things short, our school system really sucks. And it's not like people aren't noticing. A good percentage of people are actually starting to put their kids into actual private schools and homeschooled because they feel as though their kids aren't getting the proper education and right tools to benefit their life. And while there's a lot of cons in their system, it seems to really outweigh the cons in the actual American school system. But what do you guys think? Do you feel as though the American school system still has some pros that will help kids in real life? Or do you think the opposite? Tell all your thoughts and opinions down in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and if you have any ideas, send it to my Gmail right here. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.